What have you done?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Impreza is on jack stands again. Ha! Why? We're gonna be fixing our
Secondary catalytic converter heat shield. It's rattling. Why? It never rattled before. It's because I changed out the OEM manifold to an aftermarket equal length header, and now the entire resonance of the exhaust has changed. Resonance and harmonics. The engine breathes differently now, so that's why there's different vibrations happening at different frequencies and different RPMs. So we're gonna take a look at this heat shield and see what we can do to minimize its rattling. And we're also gonna take a tour of our exhaust. Here we go. So like I mentioned, we're gonna go on a tour of the Impreza's exhaust. But we're gonna be going with our little tool here to find out what diameter piping we have all the way through the exhaust. So we know that coming out of the exhaust header, it connects to this front pipe. And this front pipe has this secondary catalytic converter, which has that heat shield that I mentioned. It's making some vibration sounds. We're gonna measure the pipe up front here, figure out what that is, and it looks like to be a different diameter than this pipe here. So input and then output. So I measured it, it's 50 millimeters, which is 1.96 inches. So we can say that this front pipe is a 2-inch pipe. So this pipe here is 60 millimeters. So from 50 millimeters to the secondary catalytic converter to 60 millimeters. And this pipe runs all the way over here to this spring donut gasket thing that connects to the mid pipe. Let's measure that. What's it gonna be? This goes into the resonator. So it's approximately 61 millimeters. So I would say it's the same. And we have this resonator here that I mentioned about making the, if you modify this, a lot of sound gets changed. So after the resonator, we have another pipe that typically leads to our tailpipe where our muffler is, but we're gonna measure this one. And I believe in an early video, I measured this to be 2 inches, so it should be about 50 millimeters. And right we are, 50 millimeters. So for the purposes of this video, I'll just mention that the stock muffler after the mid pipe comes out as a 2-inch before and after the muffler. This is the nameless 5-inch muffler axle back. We're gonna see that this should be, this one is 59 millimeters, so basically a 2 1/4 all the way through the end. I did mention that the older V1 nameless exhaust uses a 2-inch pipe all the way through here. This is their V2 without the nice tip, and this uses 2 1/4. So 2-inch here in this mid pipe to 2 1/4 inch. So there's some varying sizes and diameters of exhaust piping happening underneath a stock Impreza or Crosstrek. Why do they have different sizes? Maybe for various OEM applications, maybe for sound, maybe for flow. All things that the engineers at Subaru must have considered to weigh the difference between cost and performance. What have you done? All right, so I guess it was just an excuse for me to get underneath the car to look at the exhaust again, but how am I getting my exhaust heat shield not to rattle as much? I shaped it a little bit more, concaved it, gave it a little bit more creases here and there, just so that it doesn't vibrate at that resonance. You know, typically even the OEM ones are kind of, you know, have their own resonance of their own sorts. So whenever this exhaust pipe or that whirling shaft with the chassis and everything are in harmony, there will be vibrations here and there. So just changing the vibration frequency that this gets picked up on. Hopefully it'll not be as annoying when I'm at 700 RPM. Anyway, that's it for the underside. hopefully you will learn something from this. Ta-ta for now.